This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 33. Thus says the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. That was the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 33. Fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use. Copyright Act of 1976.
Immigration stories have dominated our headlines, which is why we have a team of journalists both in front of and behind the camera dedicated to covering them. Today, one of those team members, Luzdelia Caballero, went out to cover a story about the community impact of the raids. And within minutes, found one happening here at a local car wash. Workers scrambled died as stunned customers watched this all unfold.
Stop resisting!
What started as a quiet morning at Studio City Hand Car Wash quickly escalated when unmarked vehicles pulled in and immigration agents swarmed the property.
All of a sudden, all these cars pulled up and just started pulling people. Everybody started screaming. My car is sitting there with towels on it.
My photographer and I pulled up as the raid was happening. Witnesses who spoke with us asked us not to share their names, telling us what car wash employees did after the agents jumped out of unmarked vehicles.
And I see them all run high behind cars and everyone just started squirming out of here.
This witness, who's a regular at this car wash, says he thought there was an active shooter and ran into a nearby closet.
And I went in the closet, 5 people came in with me. And when they came in, they closed the door. They're like, it's ice, please, please, please.
He says they all stayed inside until agents left.
It's honestly the saddest thing I've ever seen, like to see grown people cry and scared and think they're gonna lose their families and it like that.
Employees say they were caught off guard. One worker running into a nearby car during the chaos.
¿Está buscando a su esposo? You're looking for your husband?
Yeah, él trabaja aquí también.
She eventually found her husband, who also works at the car wash. She says her husband has legal status.
¿Han venido aquí antes? Have immigration officials come here before?
Primera vez que vienen ellos acá.
She also says this is the first time an immigration sweep has happened here.
ICE came and took a bunch of employees without even asking them if they had documentation.
And car wash manager Ben Forat says agents didn't show him a warrant or even identify themselves.
And I see the ICE agent threw him on the floor, twisted his arm, and the guy's like, I have my ID in the locker. I have my ID in my locker. And it was just disgraceful. You're a big bully.
We are at a car wash, so people are working, they're pushed to start vehicles, and you take that key and you put it in your pocket. Some of those vehicles unable to be moved because the people that they took had the key in their pockets. Forat tells us an immigration official stopped by hours later to return at least one key, and since then clients have come by to pick up their cars.
However we can help.
Regulars at the wash that know some of those detained say this is not right.
They work hard, their children grow up here, and then they live a better life. That's what the American story is about.
A story that has been paused for several people at this car wash.
This madness has to stop.
In Studio City, Luzdelia Caballero, KCAL News.
How y'all doing today? Y'all stay in that trouble? How y'all doing today? Y'all stay in that trouble? You got your ID on you, chick?
No, I live right here.
Okay, cool.
It's a cigarette.
Alright.
Did y'all get a call or something about right here?
No, so we're doing checks, keeping everybody safe down here, right? Have you heard of the federal surge that Donald Trump's putting out?
No.
Right. You don't follow like Code 3, anything like that people are putting up? All right, so yeah, Trump's got all federal agencies kind of coming together for 7 days, going out, trying to stop the violent crime, all kind of stuff. So we're out here contacting people, talking to them, right? Quality of life offenses, smoking, drinking in public, right? Can't happen outside, right? Most people know that. Right? So we're contacting people, trying to advise them of the law so they learn, right? And then if there's other stuff going on where it turns into there's multiple agencies of somebody, there's a shooting and things like that. So there's extra hands as well, right? So we're just out here trying to inform people and educate people. It's not like we're trying to just go grab people and ruin someone's life over a joint or something like that, all right?
I only asked because when you walked up at the moment you walked up, you only asked me.
Yeah, well, it smelled like the odor of marijuana, burnt marijuana in the air, right? And you're the only guy that had something lit in your hand. And I didn't flashlight you, so I didn't realize it was just a cigarette. So that's on me. I appreciate you understanding and not getting chippy. All right, so just know, right? Learn, teach, tell your boys, like, yo, everybody's out, from FBI to park police. Right? So do your thing. Let them know. Don't be smoking outside. Don't be drinking outside. Because Donald Trump is tired of it. People coming to visit.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know smoking in public?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the rest of them.
Because in Maryland, it's recreational use, so I didn't know.
Yeah, so DC, it's recreational use as well, right? But you can legally possess up to 2 ounces. You can gift an ounce to your boy, right? So if you had 2 ounces and he said he needed a zip, you can give him a zip, but you can't smoke outside.
Well, once again, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 33. Thus says the Lord Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captive held them fast. They refused to let them go. Before I get started with this live lesson, I'd like to give all praise and glory to our power, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakak Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elder bishops of Great Millstone, that taught me this truth that rule well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful 144 elect. This is your brother Kawas coming to you with another lesson in this truth, 24/7, 365. This is what I do to get you in the mood. Kwame Nasharallah, Raz, Israel, we got next, baby, any day now, guaranteed. Can't wait. Book it. The two most important things you'll ever know as a Hebrew Israelite in this knowledge, in this truth, is the name of our power, which is Yahweh, and the name of his son, which is Yahweh Shai. Esau Edom, E-S-A-U, Esau Edom is the so-called white man. He's not white, but he's red. He's our red, sinister Hebrew big brother enemy, Esau Edom. We are Jacob of the Bible. This lesson is entitled Altogether Oppressed, Israel and Judah, hashtag judgment, hashtag Jacob's trouble. I pray the lesson edified and to the point. My preface precept was in the book of Jeremiah 50, verse 33. I shared 2 clips. Let's show them one more time. I shared 2 clips. Let's go back to this one.
How y'all doing today?
Now, what's happening here is they're in a Negro black neighborhood in Washington, D.C. So that's the tribe of Judah, the southern kingdom. There's 2 kingdoms. There's the northern kingdom, which is the Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Slakia. The northern kingdom, which is the Latino tribes, Ephraim on down to Issachar. And then we have the southern kingdom, which is Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. What you are witnessing here is Judah, Benjamin, Levi being the tribe of Judah, the southern kingdom being oppressed.
How y'all doing today? Y'all staying in that trouble? You got your ID on you, Chip?
You see, I asked for his ID, so how much more in the future when they're not going to be so cordial to a certain extent? Just straight snatch you up and won't give a damn, like they're doing this in car. So let me let this run and I'm going to get another one. Bear with me.
No, I live right here.
Okay, cool.
It's a cigarette. Did y'all get a call or something about right here?
No, so we're doing checks, keeping everybody safe down here, right? Have you heard of the federal surge that Donald Trump's putting out?
No.
Right. You don't follow like Code 3 or anything like that people are putting up?
You mentioned Donald Trump, right? Let's grab this real quick. Isaiah 19:4. You mentioned DJT, right? He mentioned DJT. So let's get DJT in the scriptures. Isaiah 19:4. And the Egyptians are you Americans, blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, Edomites, all Americans, so-called American people, citizens of America. You are the modern day Egyptians. Isaiah 19:4. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord. Who's the cruel Lord that the Most High is going to give the modern day American citizens over to, the modern day Egyptians over to DJT, the cruel Lord, and a fierce king. DJT is a fierce king, wannabe king, shall rule over them, says the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, the power of hosts. So he mentioned DJT is coming down with great wrath, knowing that he had but a short time. We are in the last days of Jacob. We are in the beginning of Jacob's trouble. Let's rewind that.
You heard of the federal surge that Donald Trump's putting out?
No.
Right. You don't follow like Code 3 or anything like that people are putting up? All right, so yeah, Trump's got all federal agencies kind of coming together for 7 days and going out, trying to stop the violent crime, all kind of stuff. So we're out here contacting people, talking to them, right? Quality of life offenses, smoking, drinking in public, right? Can't happen outside, right? Most people know that. Right? So we're contacting people, trying to advise them of the law so they learn, right? And then if there's other stuff going on where it turns into, there's multiple agencies of somebody, there's shooting and things like that. So there's extra hands available, right? So we're just out here trying to inform people and educate people. It's not like we're trying to just go grab people and ruin someone's life over a joint or something like that, all right?
I only asked because when you walked up, at the moment you walked up, you only asked me.
Yeah, well, it smelled like the odor of marijuana, burnt marijuana in the air, right? And you're the only guy that had something lit in your hand, and I didn't flashlight you. So
what that means. So Jakey, Keisha, you Black and Mild smokers, you Newport smokers, you Cool Filter King smokers, you marijuana blunt smokers, that's about to be eliminated. It's already been eliminated in Washington, D.C., Black neighborhoods. How much more in South Central Los Angeles? How much more in Chirac? How much more Brooklyn, New York? How much more downtown Houston?
I didn't realize it was just a circle, so that's on me. I appreciate you understanding and not getting chippy. All right, so just know.
As well as Atlanta,
Right, learn, teach, tell your boys, like, yo, everybody's out. From FBI to park police.
Land backing off my video from yesterday, my live camp yesterday, the FBI, the feds, what you're looking at right now, the feds is under the leadership of Kash Patel, the FBI director. They're designed to get Judah Benjamin Levi, the Southern Kingdom, the federal agents. And then ICE is designed to get the Northern Kingdom, you Latino tribes.
So do your thing, let them know, don't be smoking outside, don't be drinking outside. Because Donald Trump is tired of it. People come to visit.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know smoking in public?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the arrestable
Because
offense.
in Maryland is recreational use, so I didn't know.
Yeah, so DC is recreational use as well, right? But you can legally possess up to 2 ounces. You can gift an ounce to your boy, right? So if you had 2 ounces and he said he needed a zip, you can give him a zip, but you can't smoke outside.
So you're not going to be able to smoke outside, point blank period. I'm going to get back to another one here on TikTok. But let me get to this real quick. Let's go back to this one. Bear with me. I believe it was this one. Yeah, let's do this again. Check this out.
Immigration stories have dominated our headlines, which is why we have a team of journalists both in front of and behind the camera dedicated to covering them. Today, one of those team members, Alusdelia Caballero, went out to cover a story about the community impact of the raids. And within minutes, found one happening here at a local car wash. Workers scrambled to hide as stunned customers watched this all unfold.
Stop resisting!
What started as a quiet morning at Studio City Hand Car Wash.
Grown man crying. The tribe of they look, I don't know, one of the Northern Kingdom tribes. It could be Issachar, Zebulon, not quite sure, but crying. That goes back. Let's get it. Let's go to Jeremiah 25 and 29. For lo, I will begin to bring evil on the city which is called by my name. And we know that's the city that's called by his name is Jerusalem, Yasharallah. But he's referring to we are a people before we are a nation. It's like a people before we are a land. So he's referring to the Judah, Benjamin, Levi, the northern and southern kingdom, Ephraim, Issachar, Asher, Naphtali, Zebulon, Asher, and so on and so forth. Jeremiah 25:29. For lo, or lo means look, I will bring evil. Evil means bad time. Eve, beginning, ill, bad time. For lo, I will begin. It's like I'm a little excited. Jeremiah 25:29. For lo, or look, I begin to bring evil, bad times on the city which is called by my name, referring to the nation of Israel, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, all the way down to Issachar, northern and southern kingdom. And should ye be utterly unpunished? ? You shall not be unpunished. Jake, Keisha, Latino Christian, backslider, unbeliever. For I will call a sword. The modern day sword is ICE. Modern day sword is FBI agents. Modern day sword is a gun. Modern day sword is an ICBM thermonuclear hypersonic missile. For I will call for a sword upon the inhabitants of the earth, says Yahweh of hosts.
Quickly escalated when unmarked vehicles pulled in and immigration agents swarmed the property.
All of a sudden, all these cars pulled up and just started pulling people. Everybody started screaming. My car is sitting there with towels on it.
My photographer and I pulled up as the raid was happening. Witnesses who spoke with us asked us not to share their names, telling us what car wash employees did after the agents jumped out of unmarked vehicles.
And I see them all run hide behind cars and everyone just started squirming out of here.
This witness, who's a regular at this car wash, says he thought there was an active shooter and ran into a nearby closet.
And I went in the closet, 5 people came in with me. And when they came in, they closed the door. They're like, it's ice, please, please, please.
He says they all stayed inside until agents left.
It was honestly the saddest thing I've ever seen, like to see grown people cry and scared and think they're gonna lose their families and like that.
Employees say they were caught off guard. One worker running into a nearby car during the chaos.
¿Ya está buscando a su esposo? You're looking for your husband?
Ya, él trabaja aquí también.
She eventually found her husband, who also works at the car wash. She says her husband has legal status.
¿Han venido aquí antes? Have immigration officials come here before?
Primera vez que vienen ellos acá.
She also says this is the first time an immigration sweep has happened here.
ICE came and took a bunch of employees without even asking them if they had documentation.
And car wash manager Ben Forat says agents didn't show him a warrant or even identify themselves.
And I see the ICE agent threw him on the floor, twisted his arm, and the guy's like, I have my ID in the locker. I have my ID in my locker. And it was just disgraceful. You're a big bully.
We are at a car wash, so people are working, they're pushed to start vehicles, and you take that key and you put it in your pocket. Some of those vehicles unable to be moved because the people that they took had the key in their pockets. Forat tells us an immigration official stopped by hours later to return at least one key, and since then, clients have come by to pick up their cars.
However we can help.
Regulars at the wash that know some of those detained say this is not right.
They work hard, their children grow up here, and then they live a better life. That's what the American story is about.
A story that has been paused for several people at this car wash.
This madness has to stop.
In Studio City, Luz Delia Caballero, KCAL News.
Let's grab one more. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 26, verse 14 through 20. Leviticus chapter 26, verse 14 to verse 20. But if you will not hearken unto me, northern and southern kingdom, you blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and Haitians, you prosperity gospel loving Latino Negro Christians, you Caesar Borgia lovers, you Dalai Lama Buddha lovers, you Ahaya Ashai Yeshua lovers, you Guadalupe worshipers, you Mother of Heaven worshipers, you Dia Dos, or a Day of the Dead worshipers, the northern kingdom. But if you will not hearken unto me, you're not hearkening unto us, the men of great millstone, the men of like doctrine. We're on the highways and the byways week in and week out, doing videos on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok daily. We have out here in Southern California, under the leadership of Elder Mawatazak, GMS Los Angeles, and as well as Elder Barak, we have several Latino tribes teaching week in and week out in multiple cities. But you refuse to lose Guadalupe, Northern Kingdom. You refuse to lose Day of the Dead. You refuse to lose Mother of Heaven, as well as the Northern Kingdom. You Negroes. You refuse to lose Caesar Borgia. You refuse to lose Catholicism and Christianity. We on the highways and the byways week in and week out, but you refuse. You do not hearken. Let's get it. Leviticus 26:14. But if you will not hearken unto me, and you're not hearkening, you're not listening, you're not paying attention, I will not do all these commandments. 15th verse. And if you shall despise my statutes, his laws, his ordinances, his ways, you refuse to lose, like I said, Guadalupe, the mother of heaven. You refuse to lose Caesar Borgia and Catholicism. You refuse to lose Christianity. You refuse to lose swine's flesh. You refuse to lose catfish. You refuse to lose the name of Caesar Borgia. If you shall despise my statutes, or if your soul is your mind, your will, and your emotions. If your soul abhor, which is hate or despise my judgments, and your soul abhor or despise the judgments of the Most High, because Jake, Christian, Latino, Negro, you believe Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah is all love. All, brother, God is love, brother. The devil's a liar, brother. No, the devil on the left-hand side, Satan, Lucifer, Beelzebub, is the son of the Most High Yahweh on the left-hand side. You better read Job chapter 1 and Job chapter 2. So the Most High Yahweh is a balanced power, and now he's judging you, Jake, Kisha, Latino, Christian. He's judging you, snatching your ass up off the streets, telling you can't smoke your blunts, your black and mild, Jake, dark-skinned Jake, Negro Jake. You can't smoke your black and milds no more, your blunts in the streets no more. That's that cruel Lord, that fierce king in Isaiah 19:4. I'm in Leviticus chapter 26, verse 15. And if you shall despise my statutes, and you guys have, you northern and southern kingdom, you blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, Similar Indians, and Haitians, or if your soul, your mind, your will, and your emotion abhor or despise my judgments. That's what, let me see if I can get that. See, that's what the men of great millstone, the men of like doctrine, the hopeful elect men, the 1/3 men, women, and children, and Lord willing, I'm part of that number. We do not despise or abhor his judgments. We respect, we love, and admire his judgments. We honor his judgment. Let me see if I can get that. I believe that's in Isaiah, Slakia, Psalms 19, I believe. Don't quote me, but I believe it's Psalms 19. I believe, bear with me. Is this Psalm 19? Right, here it is. This is Psalms 19, 7 and 8. Psalms 19, 7 and 8 will lead me here. Leviticus 26, verse 15 led me to Psalms 19, 7. Excuse my voice. I had camp Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Excuse my voice. Psalms 19 and 7. Leviticus 26 and 15 led me to Psalms 19 and 7. The law, the statutes, the commandments, the ordinances, the judgments of the Lord Yahweh is perfect. So if you abhor, despise his law, his judgments that are perfect, you are the enemy of the Most High Yahweh. Jake, Eve, Keisha, Latino, Christian, converting the soul. So the law of the Lord Yahweh is perfect, converting the soul. And we read right here in Leviticus 26 and 15, your soul abhor the judgments. Your mind, your will, and your emotions despise the judgments. But the scripture says in Psalm 19 and 7 that the law that is perfect, the law of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah is perfect, converting the soul. So if you abhor the law, the judgment of the Most High Yahweh, your soul will not be converted. Therefore, you will be destroyed during Jacob's trouble, and you will be destroyed as well as during World War III. The testimony of the Lord Yahweh is sure. Point blank, period. And the testimony of Yahweh is Yahweh Shah. It is sure. We worship Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, making wise the simple. 8th verse, Psalms 19, verse 8. The statutes, the laws, the commandments, the ordinances, the judgments of the Lord Yahweh are right. So if you abhor them, Jake, Keisha, Latino, Christian, if you abhor them, despise them, you are not right. You're left. So the statutes of the Lord Yahweh are right, rejoicing the heart, converting the soul. The commandment, the law, statutes, commandments, judgments of the Lord Yahweh is pure. So if you abhor them, Jake, Eve, Keisha, Latino, you are not pure. You're defiled with that swine's flesh in your teeth and that iodine in your blood from shrimp and crab, enlightening the eyes. So the commandments of the Lord, the statutes of the Lord, rejoices the heart, and enlighten the eyes, and it converts the soul. Point blank, period. Back to Leviticus 26 and 15. And if you shall despise my statutes, or if your soul abhor my judgments, so that you will not do all my commandments, but that ye break my covenant by eating swine's flesh, shaving your beard, women loud, disrespectful, out of order, jealous, wearing pants, men beta males, eating catfish and crab, calling on Caesar Borgia, Dalai Lama, Buddha, Ahaya, Ashaya, Yah, Mother Heaven, Guadalupe, celebrating the Day of the Dead, celebrating birthdays, Valentine's Day, Leviticus 26 and 16. I will also do this unto you. I will even appoint over you terror. And I showed you 2 videos of terror. The federal ICE agents on the Northern Kingdom, the federal ICE agents on the Southern Kingdom. It's like I'm a little excited. The federal agents on the Southern Kingdom and the ICE agents on the Northern Kingdom. Leviticus 26 and 16. I also will do this unto you. I will even appoint over you terror, snatch you up from your family, telling you you can't smoke marijuana, you're blunts on the street, Jake, Eve, Keisha. What you gonna do then? I will appoint over you terror, consumption, and a burning egg, putting your ass in a concentration camp, only feeding you once a day, not able to see your family, not getting a court date, that shall consume the eyes and cause sorrow of the heart. Sorrow being loss, you being locked up in the ICE detention center. You only get fed 1 meal a day, bugs, unsanitized and dirty and stanky. 1 phone call a day or 1 phone call a week, and you shall sow your seed in vain. Jake, Eve, Keisha, Latino, for your enemy shall eat it. Leviticus 26 and 17. And I will set my face against you, Jake, Eve, Keisha, Latino, Northern and Southern Kingdom, oppressed together. I will set my face against you, and you shall be slain before your enemies. And that's coming. They're going to start shooting you, Jake, Eve, Keisha, Latinos, like shoot you down like a dog for no reason because you're running or you're resisting arrest. They that hate you shall reign over you. Who hates you? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Trump, DJT, ICE hates you. The federal agents hate you, Jake, Eve, Keisha, Latino. They shall hate you. They that hate you shall reign over you, and ye shall flee when none pursueth. And we saw Issachar running for their life when those ICE agents pulled up at that gas station. Leviticus 26 and 18. And if you will not yet for all this hearken unto me, after putting your ass in the detention center, ICE coming down on you with great wrath, federal agents coming down on you with great wrath. If you will not yet hearken unto me off this type of judgment and this terror and this consumption, then I will punish you. This is the Most High Yahweh speaking. Then I will punish you 7 times more for your sin. And you can only imagine what that could look like. Leviticus 26 and 19. And I will break the pride of your power, Guadalupe, Mother Heaven, Day of the Dead, Caesar Borgia, Prosperity Gospel, Catholicism, Christianity, Yah, Yeshua, Yahuwah, Ahaya, Ashaya. And I will break the pride of your power, and I will make your heaven as iron. That's not good. He will make your heaven as iron. That's not good. And your earth as brass. 20th verse, Leviticus 26 and 20. And your strength shall be spent in vain in those concentration camps, for your land shall not yield her increase, neither shall the trees of the land yield her fruits. Fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use. Copyright Act of 1976.
It's 7 a.m. in Washington's Mount Pleasant neighborhood. We'd set out to see for ourselves what law and order now looks like in today's America.
You don't need to do this.
We hadn't expected it would take just 5 minutes and 2 blocks to find it. But this is now happening daily.
I'm observing what you're doing. You can observe right here. Don't cross the street.
The agents are from ICE, the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, here on the orders of the president.
You have to stand up to the people who are telling you to do this because it's wrong.
Their targets are Latino workers. It's one strand of his law and order blueprint for America.
Sir, do you have someone I can call? You have a family you want them to know?
And it is blunt.
Get her out of here.
Get her out of here, he says to a neighbor woken by the commotion.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
The surge of federal law enforcement agents into America's capital has been unprecedented, and their powers are too.
So it's just gone 20 past 7 in the morning. What appears to have happened is that the authorities have pulled over this truck here. They have detained, we think, 3 people from them. They've removed them, put them into these unmarked police vehicles here, and they will be taken away. It's causing a huge amount of upset with the locals here. Have a look.
A masked Gestapo.
Ouch!
Get out of here. Get out of here. Yeah, get out.
Get out.
They've arrested your co-workers.
Yeah. I have people, but, you know, my partners, they don't.
Detained because they were not able to prove on demand as they went to work whether they are here legally.
These are hardworking people. These people work in our neighborhood. They work in our restaurants. They're our neighbors. They are taking hardworking people away, not criminals.
This is not making our city safe, pulling out workers who are an essential member of our community and being like, oh, that makes DC a better place. It doesn't.
Well, that really was stark to see it all unfolding in front of us. And the blunt actions of the agents really is a reflection of the orders from the very top. But for me, the really interesting thing was the visceral reaction from the community. Up the road, another moment of community tension.
Well, 15 minutes or so since we filmed that last raid. We've moved a few blocks away and you can see the commotion here. Locals very upset because this vehicle, inside it are some of the ICE officials, the police officers who are doing the detaining. And clearly, for the locals, they do not want them there.
The whistles are a new community tactic to alert people that ICE agents are in the area. It's a couple of weeks now since President Trump outlined from the White House his plan for Washington.
Going to take our capital back. We're taking it back. In massive enforcement operations targeting known gangs, drug dealers, and criminal networks to get them the hell off the street, maybe get them out of the country, because a lot of them came into our country illegally. They shouldn't have been allowed in. They come from Venezuela. They come from all over the world. We're going to get them the hell out. They won't be here long.
And this is the intentionally visual part of it all. The National Guard at the sites and on the streets. Fighting crime is their mission. The president has seized control of law, order and security from the city authorities, who he has framed as failing liberals. He's pledged it as a model for other cities. But if this is largely about a display of strength, well, in the neighborhoods of overwhelmingly democratic left-leaning DC, it feels closer to a worrying tipping point.
They don't make me feel safer. They make me feel more police. Like I have to be a little bit more aware, and not in a good way.
24 hours later, and we're back in Mount Pleasant.
So we just ran into a local guy here who's had a tip-off that there is a raid happening a couple of blocks over here. So we're just going to see, you can see the flashing lights down here.
You did not train to do this. This is not what you're meant to do.
The officers are at the entrance to an apartment block.
Traitor!
They appear to be from various agencies, and the city police too, who are now also under the authority of President Trump. This time, they are heavily armed.
How are you feeling, ma'am?
I'm sick. This is not this country. It's not what we're about. We're a quiet community, great neighbors. It's unbelievable we've come to this. Unbelievable. Go.
Can you tell us who you're looking for? What's the job you're up to here? Are these immigration raids?
On this occasion, no one is arrested, and they are in the end literally shouted out of the street.
I've lived here for 47 years and I've never seen anything like this. They are occupying the city and our neighborhoods. They are brutalizing people. They are taking people for no reason. We don't want them here. This is a Donald Trump dominance performance. Get out of our city!
It is more than a performance, though, because here in Washington, the president can and has taken control of law enforcement from the local authorities to deliver his election pledge.
Does this community anger make you feel upset, worried?
I have nothing to say, sir.
But the community anger here is visceral.
No comment. Okay.
If this is the plan for Democrat-run cities across the country, well, then the weeks ahead look divisive indeed.
You.
Live here on the scene in Northwest Washington, D.C., the National Guards and reporting live here on the scene in Northwest Washington, D.C., the National Guards and Feds have completely taken over the city. Military trucks are lined up, agents on every corner, and the whole area feels locked down. Here, an 18-year-old boy was taken into custody after police say they found a half-filled bottle of Sutter Homes wine sitting next to him, the miniature one. Within moments, officers and federal agents swarmed in, cuffed him, and hauled him away. What may look like something small, just a bottle of wine, has now turned into a symbol of how serious this crackdown really is. In a city under federal control, even the smallest slip can cost you everything. Reporting live from Northwest D.C., this is your update on the situation as it unfolds. One Amber Kush. And remember, stay safe, stay vigilant, and stay inside if you can, because these police and feds are locking people up for any reason at all.
This is Deuteronomy 28, verse 15 and 16. Deuteronomy 28, verse 15 and 16. But it shall come to pass. That's a prophecy. That's a guarantee. But it shall come to pass if you will not hearken unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh, your power, JJE, Keisha Latino, Northern and Southern Kingdom, to observe, to do all his commandments. Call on Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, have a dietary law, have the correct high holy days, not shave your beard, rule your home in righteousness, pray, hit the highways and the byways, men, princesses being feminine, docile, modest, in order, submissive, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes. What I just read in Psalms 19, 7 and 8, his statutes are perfect. Let's get it again. Psalms 19 and 8, the statutes of the Lord Yahweh are right. So if you refuse to do his statutes here in Deuteronomy 28 and 15, let's read it again. Deuteronomy 28 and 15. But it shall come to pass if you will not hearken unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh, your power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which are right, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. What are the curses? One of them is Isaiah 19 and 4, that he will hand you over to a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over you. DJT. Deuteronomy 28, verse 16. Cursed shall you be in the city. You're not going to even be able to drink a small bottle of wine. Definitely not smoke your blunt marijuana, your heroin-laced marijuana rolled in a blunt, your Black and Milds, your Cool Filter Kings, your Newports. You Latino Northern Kingdom, you Northern Kingdom won't be able to work. Cursed shall you be in the city, and cursed shall you be in the field. Jeremiah, I brought that out already. Let's go do another video, and I'm out of 5,000. I think I did that one. Let's do this one, and I'm out. Bear with me.
an app with your name on it. A complete AI.
Authorities in Washington state have been fighting the state's largest wildfire nonstop for almost 2 months. It's called the Bear Gulch Fire. It's burned 9,000 acres since early July. Officials say it's only 13% contained. It is so big, they've had to rely on contract firefighters. But a group of those firefighters who were battling the blaze had to take a 3-hour timeout from their work on Wednesday. You see, their camp was raided by Border Patrol officials, and they were lined up and told to show their IDs.
Nice.
We got hit, guys.
That's all right. Tribal member. Yeah, we got pulled over by ICE. Crazy, dude. We got members from the tribe of Umatilla, Cayuse, and Walla Walla. This is crazy, man. Look at that. Post it up. We have a different crew over here. And I guess La Migra.
You heard people on the scene claim that at least some of those firefighters were Native Americans, indigenous volunteers. They got raided. State officials confirm it. Now, those Border Patrol officers ultimately arrested 2 of the firefighters. It's not clear why. According to reporting by the Seattle Times, one of the firefighters said members of the crew were told not to take video of the incident. You risked your life out here to save the community, the firefighter said. This is how they treat us. Another firefighter said they were denied the chance to say goodbye to the detained crew members. I asked him if his family can say goodbye to him because they're family and they're just ripping them away, the firefighter told the Times. And this is what he said. You need to get the blank out of here. I'm going to make you leave. As the Times notes, it's unusual for federal border agents to make arrests during the fighting of an active fire, the largest in the state of Washington, especially in a remote area. In fact, a Biden-era policy bans most immigration enforcement at natural disaster sites, but here we are. Trump and his supporters, Vance says this all the time, they constantly push this line that you either care about Americans or you care about immigrants, not both. But it's racist garbage. We're an interconnected society of human beings who depend on each other to survive and thrive. And there's not some neat line you can cleave between Americans and foreigners. We just have neighbors and communities. Trump world says that's bunk, that there's just 2 sides. Trump world says that to make America great again, you need armed federal officers roaming streets and businesses and Home Depot parking lots in search of people to disappear. And now raids on camps of firefighters as they literally battle the largest wildfire in the American Northwest. Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, and Stephen Miller and their ilk are going to burn the country to the ground if that's what it takes so they can rule over the ashes.
That's why Apostle Tahar coined DJT as Nero. Let me get one more, then I'm out. One more scripture. Let's go to Isaiah 10. I'm going to get this one, then I'm going to go back to my purpose precept, and I'm out. Isaiah 10, 5 and 6. Hosea 10, verse 5 and 6. O Assyrian. That's the modern day Edomites, the so-called white folks. The rod of my anger. So Trump is the head of the Assyrian in America. The cruel Lord, the fierce king, and the staff in their hand is my indignation. The staff that's in the hand of DJT, the modern day Assyrian, is the federal agents on the southern kingdom and the ICE on the northern kingdom. Isaiah 10 and 6. I will send him against a hypocritical nation. And that hypocritical nation are you Israelites, you blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and Haitians. The Most High is sending the Assyrian, the modern day Assyrian, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, DJT, with his federal agents and his rod of his strength, the federal agents and ICE agents, to a hypocritical nation, you Israelites, and Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and the northern kingdom, Judah and Israel. And against the people of my wrath will I give him charge. The Most High is angry at you, Jake, Keisha, Latino, because he's tired of you calling him Cesar Bourget. He's tired of you eating swine's flesh. He's tired of you celebrating the Sabbath always on Friday and Saturday. He's tired of you celebrating holidays. He's tired of you worshiping Cesar Bourget, Dalai Lama, Buddha, Ahai, Ashai, Yeshua. He's tired of you worshiping Mother Mother Heaven and Guadalupe and the Day of the Dead. And against the people of my wrath will I give him charge to take spoil and to take the prey and to tread them down like the mire of the streets. Last but not least, my preface precept, Jeremiah 50. That was Isaiah 9. That was Isaiah 10, verse 5 and 6. Now Jeremiah 50 and 33. Thus says the Lord Yahweh of hosts, armies of heaven as well as earth, Yahweh of Sabaoth. The children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. This is your brother Kawas Malak. Hope the lesson was edifying to the point. Pray for me, I'm praying for you. Kwame Nasharallah, Rise Israel. We got next, baby, any day now, guaranteed. Can't wait. Book it. Barakat Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, elder bishops of Great Millstone that taught me this truth that rule well. Peace and salutation to the whole 144 elect. Shalom, everybody on the comment board. Yahbashim Shabrakatah, Barakatham to you and your household. To the next one, Israel, to you, I say Shalom, Abad, Babal, DTA.